quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows. Waiter!
This is Scott Daniels, and you're listening to 101 FM. We've got vintage everything for our trails across the country. From Marty Robbins to Ice Cube to Frank Sinatra, you'll listen to all the classics as we drive up each one to the artists they inspire, like the Decemberists and local music you hear today.
Or volume drop due to transmission problems so common to old radio.
Learn how music scenes are created state by state on 101 FM every Thursday at 10 o'clock a.m.
This is 101 FM.
at blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome everybody inside the Bill Austin radio studio, and welcome to your favorite Tuesday radio show, Traffic Jam. I'm Zach Bradshaw alongside Lydia Curry and Kenji Ito on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Ready to get it on with some more news. And I don't know. I feel what's the new TikTok trend going on right now? There's a few of them right now, but the funniest is like that one the Miranda Cosgrove one.
Oh, the curse words?
Yeah. She's asked like, "What's your favorite cuss word?" And she's like so quiet. She's like, "Probably the F word." So funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that, but I like starting off the show with like lighter news, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely. That's news in TikTok though. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I guess we'll start with the saddest news. Not really sad, but just like really serious news. There was a Disney employee walkout today. That's not the sad news, but there was a walkout today in response to the Florida Prop Bill 1557, otherwise known as the Don't Say Gay bill, as is like popularly known. CEO Bob Chapek of Disney kind of had he went under a lot of scrutiny because he had like a very like internalized sort of like just bad response to this.
Bad response from the employees of the companies and stuff like that. They were upset with him for not doing more, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And then something about like publishing different like Disney Channel shows and movies and stuff like that.
Right.
And where he didn't really like condemn the bill. Those who don't know, the bill is a bill that would prohibit instruction about sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through third grade. That's going on in Florida right now, and it's causing a big national kind of like uproar right now. A lot of people don't like it. There's
a lot of similar bills too in other states regarding LGBTQ things and restrictions.
I know Arizona's looking to pass one. The big thing about this is that there is such a gray area because the bill says that it will it'll ban discussion on LGBTQ matters that are not age appropriate according to state standards. But then people are like, wait, hold on, there's no standards that have been released. The state and their education board has done little next to nothing in regards to what these standards will look like. So it could be anywhere from like teachers literally are not allowed to talk about LGBT at all, or it could be something like like sexual or like sexual matters or something like that. Like you can't talk about that. So nobody knows, and that's what's confusing about this bill. It's like nobody knows
what it actually
is, and that is where the protesters are coming in, and they're saying, hey, look, we're gonna use our platform, we're gonna use social media to kind of like protest this and stuff right now. So and then obviously Disney walkout today, big companies are joining in. And I don't know, if you're Bob Chapek and obviously I don't think any of us really want to be. He's not the greatest, person per se. But if you're him and your employees just walk out on you, how are you going to respond? Like, what are you going to say to them? What are you going to try to get them to do, or try to get because Disney obviously has such a large platform, the biggest company, huge company. And
they have the park too in Florida as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Disney World, and there's
and they
so much.
They have the power to speak against this, but they just haven't done that yet. So if you're Chapek, what do you kind of do in this situation?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can do much. I don't.
Yeah, you either listen to your employees and what they're kind of protesting, or you don't, and you just continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's,
He did say that the company would pause all their donations to elected officials in Florida, so they won't be donating to any like political campaigns or anything, which is kind of maybe a big blow to politicians. But
yeah, I think it's just weird.
Yeah.
How it's like, we've seen. I mean, obviously, like the Starbucks thing, the Starbucks unionizing efforts, where like employees in New York and Buffalo, they were trying to unionize, and
Right.
Starbucks said, "No, you're not going to do that," and they fired them. They shut down the locations.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney, it's like, they're not going to.
I mean, they're not going to fire all of these people.
No, that would lose so much.
Exactly.
I would like to think.
But it's weird though. Is it better to fire them and lose your staff, or have your staff be entirely against you and just not work for you, but have them still be under your payroll?
I mean,
I think it would be the second one because, like, you know,
That's what I'm thinking too. Oddly enough.
because like you would really hurt the business overall if you just completely fire people.
yeah.
Because
I mean, who's gonna retrain everyone, and then maybe more people would quit for, not for like people would quit in protest of the people who were fired, especially because like I think it was a lot of LGBTQ employees that were planning these walkouts and protests and everything.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, you fire them for protesting. Like,
Yeah.
some people might want to quit and then,
And you
hopefully get them hired again.
right, and you see it on social media, like you said, employees that are coming forth and being like, "Hey, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and I really condemn this behavior that Shepik is doing right now."
Yeah.
It's also interesting to note that there are former Disney employees that are coming forward and now saying, actually, it's not just this that Disney's doing wrong. They have historically done a lot of sort of serious, bad, sort of like treating their employees bad.
yeah, you cannot hide anything anymore because it's all on record, and it's crazy to believe because like
And so Disney, I mean, even though they are stereotypes like this big like kids corporation, they're under a lot of heat right now.
exactly.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes forth about this in the next couple of weeks or so. Moving forward with some more national news, the Lorenzo Wright murder conviction has officially been announced. Billy Ray Turner, who has been convicted of counts of murdering former NBA player Lorenzo Wright. Wright played 13 seasons in the NBA. He was killed in 2010, so over 12 years ago. He was found with bullets in his body in a field. Days after he had gone missing, according to the prosecutors. Wright's ex-wife, Shara White, actually recruited Billy Ray Turner and her cousin Jimmy Martin to help kill Lorenzo Wright. So there's obviously investigations going on there. Nobody really knows why, any motives, anything like that, but Turner was arrested in 2017. He was already serving his 16-year prison sentence for a separate gun charge. Shara Wright has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. She pleaded guilty to facilitating the murder in 2019, and now Billy Ray Turner has been convicted on all counts of first-degree murder and has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
The Supreme Court hearings are underway right now. Senators are questioning Ketanji Brown Jackson in her Supreme Court confirmation hearings. The senators are on a short break, but Judge Jackson has been grilled about past sentencing decisions, and after 11 hours of testifying and engaging in an emotional conversation with Senator Cory Booker about her family and trailblazing career, they will come back and continue to question her. Now we're going to go to Kenji with some sports news.
Yeah, so let's first start with the MLB coming back. Let's start with a new implemented rule change with Shohei Ohtani, one of the hottest players in baseball. A pitcher can remain DH after he is pulled away from the mound, and that is a new rule implemented this actually today. Let's go to March Madness, the second biggest thing for men's and women's. For starting with men's, Arizona U of A is going to the Sweet 16 and an upset. Auburn actually goes down against Miami, and then going to the women's side, Creighton takes down Iowa, which was a 10 versus 3 seed, Creighton being the 10 seed. South Dakota takes down Baylor, same story. South Dakota was the 10 seed, and Baylor was the 2 seed. And then the last sports topic we will get into is Michigan Pro Day linebacker David Ojabo was injured during a drill, and he was not getting attended to. Actually, trainers this walked past him, and he basically just picked the ball up and just completely ignored him.
Base person, especially with March Madness. Women's and men's March Madness heating up. So much fun to watch. If you're not kind of well versed, make sure to watch it on CBS, TNT, True TV, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN, ABC. So many ways to watch March Madness.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Support women especially. I'll throw it out there. Move on to some other national news. Again, with big businesses, Black former employees are suing Google for racial discrimination. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump filed a racial discrimination lawsuit against Google this week, claiming there has been a pattern of racial discrimination toward minority employees. He said, quote, former Google employees came for their dream job that turned into a nightmare because of bigoted, discriminatory, racist culture that exists within Google. The lawsuit alleges a pattern and a practice of racial discrimination. It was filed on behalf of April Curley, a former black employee at Google. A couple other current employees have also filed under the same terms. Curley said she was unlawfully terminated from her position after she told managers she was creating a report on Google's discriminatory practices. And so the attorney Crump is basically saying these women tried to sound the alarm, retaliating. These victims of the racist culture exists within Google are going to hopefully get the justice that they deserve. Sheesh. This one, I can't even remember, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, but the whole AI thing, the artificial intelligence thing that Google was developing.
That was huge.
They had this system and they would test it on like white people and black people, and the black people, the software read them as apes. It was
my God.
Literally so insane. And then Google got like under fire for that. A lot of employees filed complaints. And so now all of a sudden, here's this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Tesla had a similar problem a couple of years ago where they were also getting sued by former black employees for racial discrimination. I know a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's Elon Musk's company, like, of course. And that can kind of, I guess, be pulled from there. I think with Google, I hadn't heard of the AI thing a few years ago, or not a few years ago, however many years ago. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not surprising. I mean, it's like Silicon Valley, which is, I'm pretty sure, just a bunch of white guys anyways. So
and that's just the sad thing about it. Like, why does every big corporation have to have, every time, like, we're like, okay, like, it's a big corporation, all of a sudden 20 years after they're started, it's like, oh wait, hold on, they're either this like racist or like sexist, like discriminatory corporation. It's so sad to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's weird. If you're like, okay, let me pose a question. If you're one of the employees filing against one of the, I think Google might be the biggest corporation in the world, next to probably
one
Walmart.
of them, definitely.
Yeah.
Walmart, one of the oil companies, probably ExxonMobil.
Amazon.
Google is Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Google is.
There's this guy named Jeff Bezos.
Google is easily like among the top 5 biggest companies in the world. If you're like this, if you're a group of like 1 to like 10 employees, and you're trying to get your voice out, and you're trying to say, hey, look, this company is doing shady things, how do you fight against them?
I don't know. Like,
I guess with lawsuits, I mean,
yeah.
Obviously this lawsuit has gotten some attention. I think it's new news today or from yesterday or something like that, but a huge like discrimination lawsuit, you'll just have to see how big of a fire it's going to be for Google to have to put out.
And hopefully there's right, press coverage of what's going on and stuff like that. But
yeah, and sometimes I think that this can't do anything, because, with a big business, basically, like a person might be a nobody to the CEO of Google, like if someone complains and everything, it's like, I'll just fire you and find someone else. Someone would want to get paid, like, I'm putting up a random number here, like $65,000 a year,
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you can't do anything. And, like, if you do want to sue, sometimes suing costs more money
It
to
just
then-
depends, I guess, on how
yeah.
much
Mhm.
money potentially you can win from a lawsuit. Like I
Yeah,
know a
exa-
lawsuit like this, obviously, you'll probably be able to make a good amount of money. And it says here it's also it's being investigated by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing
Okay.
and the California Assembly. So I think it's going to be
I think it's just
a pretty big thing. We'll see what will come out of it. I
it's
guess.
just so degrading that these large corporations essentially view their employees as like chess pieces.
Yeah.
I think they
like-
view all of their
Yeah,
all of
exactly.
the employees.
And
are-
how Kenji
yeah,
said, it's like, you know what? If you're not going to work for me and you're going to complain about it, then I'll fire you and find someone else.
exactly.
Yeah,
They said
and-
there was a high turnover rate too within. I mean,
Google,
yeah.
And Google is such a big company, like we've mentioned earlier, that like even though they have all this shady stuff, like someone is gonna want to work for Google because it's such a big company, it's such a high market and everything.
Yeah, it's a big market. I mean, it is.
I
the
don't think
market.
I don't think people will still should say no to jobs at Google. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this will make Google better.
I mean, it's awful. They own the like essentially the whole like online sphere, right?
Yeah.
They're the company.
Yeah, we're actually using Google right now.
Yeah,
For Google
Yeah,
Docs.
We're
I
on
mean,
Google Docs
yeah.
right now. Yeah. We're on Google Docs right now. It's
So,
but they own the market, and then
Mhm.
it's like there is no accountability because who's gonna stop them?
Yeah.
Governments can't, people can't, no one can't. I don't know. Kenji, you want to give us a quick, again, dark news? Want to give us some more,
Yeah.
quick Ukraine updates?
Yeah, so Ukrainian President Zelensky, I think I pronounced that name right, said he asked Italy to strengthen sanctions against Russia and regime during an address that was posted on the Ukrainian government's Facebook page on Tuesday. Zelensky said he has asked to hit all the Russians that are responsible for this war, the war against us. To hit them on their property, real estate, yacht, and bank accounts, their habit to make money on war and then continue to live in Europe, where there is peace and safety. I am sure there will be new sanctions, and I am grateful to Italy for support, Zelensky added. So, yeah.
Okay, in some local news, authorities are investigating a deadly hit and run involving a pedestrian on a Phoenix freeway. According to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, the incident happened during the early morning hours this morning on the westbound US 60 ramp to the eastbound I-10. The victim has only been identified as an adult female. The driver of the vehicle is not in custody, and DPS has not released any information on the suspect's vehicle, and the freeway ramp has since been reopened.
Yeah. Moving to some more local news. The USDA Forest Service plans to remove up to 20 feral horses on Apache National Forest grounds to keep the land sustainable and healthy. The horses have been creating serious issues for native plants, animals, and destroying watersheds, impacting the entire delicate ecosystem. They also are a serious threat to federally listed threatened and endangered species. The Apache Sitgreaves National Forests are working closely with many other groups to address the federal horse problem before further destruction happens. The animals will be gathered using passive trapping techniques rather than active gathering techniques that would utilize helicopters.
I was wondering, where are they going to bring these horses? I have no idea yet.
Maybe a zoo.
Yeah.
Literally.
Put them, you know where they need to put them? On the drive from California to Arizona
Yeah, that
on the
drive's
I-10.
That
Right
drive's
there,
boring.
in that whole
In the
desert
middle
area.
of the desert.
Add some horses, maybe it'll be a little more fun, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And then they can add a lake themselves.
yeah, that's pretty weird. Last thing, some local news. This week is actually, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. Wow. This week is Black Restaurant Week here in Phoenix. I have actually never heard of this
Mm-hmm.
Me neither.
kind of event, but
Something new to me.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But while most small businesses struggled financially during the pandemic, Black-owned businesses were among those who struggled most, according to a survey by the Federal Reserve. Data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that less than 20% of U.S. businesses are minority operated. That is actually insane.
Mm-hmm.
But that is essentially why. So yeah, less than 20%. I'm sorry, I have to go back to that. Less than 20% of U.S. businesses are minority owned. insane. But that's basically why Black Restaurant Week was created here in Phoenix, to celebrate and support Black-owned culinary businesses and to educate customers about the abundance of cultural cuisines, which is actually really cool. So a resident who owns Chic Chef Marketplace, tongue twister, kind of mid-down Phoenix, has entered, her name is something Fields, but kind of caters to celebrities, has her own olive oil brand, which she sells at the market, and she's about to open this cafe right next door in April, and she says it's a dream come true to have kind of this week to celebrate Black-owned businesses, which is really cool for her. So, I don't know. Celebrate Black-owned businesses if you can. Maybe probably like look up different Black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses in the Phoenix area and wherever you are, and support them. Obviously, again, struggled during the pandemic, so definitely show them some love. And lastly, guys, the Oscars are this upcoming Sunday.
Yep.
So exciting.
You guys are excited?
Yeah.
I guess.
I think I'm the type of watcher
Are you gonna
to watch
are you
the
gonna
highlights.
Are you gonna actually watch the show?
No.
Are you gonna watch the show?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I'm the
I don't
type
know
of
if I
guy
will.
to watch the highlights and see who won rather than go,
Oscar
okay, the Oscar goes to blank, 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 and then here are like a 5 to 10 minute speech about their life, you know? So
Yeah.
I just watch the highlights.
I gotta admit, though, I didn't watch the Oscars since 2019. Like,
There's nothing wrong with that.
2020s and last year's, they were just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, sorry. 2020 was when Parasite won. That was the one I did watch. Last
okay.
year's were the boring ones. Not too great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a really bad format. But we thought, as Traffic Jam, here at Traffic Jam, it'd be fun to have a friendly competition and see who can get the most picks correctly.
Okay.
So we're just going to do the 5 biggest categories. That's Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress. So those 5, we're all going to make our picks. We'll put it here on this Google Doc. We're allowed to pick the same ones,
Okay.
but next week
We'll see who's right.
we'll see who has the most correct picks.
Yeah,
and if you do,
definitely.
maybe you get, I don't know.
You
You get to win.
You get to win.
A Traffic Jam trophy.
Traffic, yeah.
Yeah,
A
they-
Blaze sticker.
A Traffic Jam. I like that idea. Let's have a Traffic Jam trophy.
All right.
So let's remind everyone, Best Picture nominations are Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. And then, what do you want
Do you
to
wanna,
read off?
we should pick. Why don't we just pick the best picture ones?
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
what do
gotta
you
go
think?
Nightmare Alley.
You think
Nightmare
Nightmare Alley,
Alley?
Kenji?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Amazing cast. And I think they did a really good job. The directing was phenomenal.
True, really good cast.
Okay. I want to watch that movie. I'll try to watch it before the Oscars there.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of the ones that I've seen, I have only seen The Power of the Dog and Licorice Pizza. So
How was Power of the Dog?
Power of
Was it slow? I heard that it was really slow.
I actually didn't mind the pacing. I thought it was pretty good. Someone was like complaining about the actual like theme of the movie, or they like said something that related to the theme of the movie, and I was like, okay, the fact that you didn't like that kind of just defeats the whole point. Like that's literally what the whole movie was about.
Interesting.
And I don't want to give anything away or anything like that.
Okay.
Just because like whatever, it's not going to be what you think it is. But I don't know. I guess The Power of the Dog. I'd like if King Richard won. I feel like that'd be fun. And then I saw Licorice Pizza and I was not a fan, so definitely not
You were not?
Licorice Pizza.
It was confusing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with Power of the Dog though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go against you, Lydia. I'm going to go with Licorice Pizza.
Oh my god. I
Only
hope
be-
that movie does not win. And not because like I want you to lose, just because I really didn't like that movie.
Only because I know critics always follow
Yeah,
the
they
LA
do.
Times.
They eat it up.
The LA Times always releases like their list of movies. LA Times loved Licorice Pizza this year.
Yeah, they really
So I'm
did.
like, critics always. just
I
gonna
don't know
follow that.
why, but
I'm not sure either.
All right.
Let's go on to Best Actor. When do you want to read off the nominations?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
We have Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, Will Smith, and Denzel Washington. One quick note. Javier Bardem, I think, is married to Penelope Cruz, who is also nominated for an Oscar.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Personally, I'm gonna go with Will Smith. Didn't see the movie. Apparently, he was phenomenal, so I'm gonna go with that.
You know what? I kind of want to copy you, but I've seen some of these other ones.
I think it's a three-way tie. I gotta go Will Smith.
Really?
I think
Okay, wait. I'm changing it.
Okay,
Because I
on.
did see Tick Tick Boom, and I did see The Power of the Dog, and I would say honestly, Andrew Garfield was really good.
He was
in Tick
really
Tick
good.
Boom.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
so I'm gonna go with that one. Like, I don't know if he'll actually win.
Yeah.
That's a good.
But I
upset
would like
pick.
if Will Smith won too.
Yeah. I think it's Will Smith's. It's his best film since like I Am Legend or something. Because I loved I Am.
He needed a good one.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Lydia. Andrew Garfield was exceptional.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, do you want to read off supporting actor?
Yeah. Ciaran Hinds, Troy Kotsur, Jesse Plemons, J.K. Simmons, Cody Smith. It's not Smith. It's Smith McPhee.
And Cody Smith McPhee, this is interesting.
Yeah.
He's never been nominated before, so.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons is also married to Kirsten Dunst, who is also nominated
That is so cool.
for an Oscar.
That
yeah,
is so cool.
it's so fun.
Small world, isn't it?
I'm going to go with J.K. Simmons, guys.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't want to copy Zach all the time, but
Okay.
it's just an obvious.
Cody Smith McPhee was pretty good in Power of the Dog.
Yeah.
Better than Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons was giving nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Cody Smith McPhee. It would be
Okay.
cool if
Okay, all right.
he won.
Yeah.
Best actress, we have Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Penelope Cruz, Nicole Kidman, Kristen Stewart. And then best supporting actress, we have Jessie Buckley, Ariana DeBose, Judi Dench, Kristen Dunst, and
Oh God.
Janu Ellis. So sorry about that. Butchered her name. I'm gonna go with Nicole Kidman.
I love Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I would honestly, all of the women nominated in the Best Actress category, I'd be happy if they all won.
So good.
Jessica Chastain did already win the Critics' Choice Awards and the SAG Awards.
Okay.
And so I am going to go with her as my pick for winning the Oscar, and I love her. I would love if she won an Oscar. But I also love Nicole Kidman and Penelope Cruz and Kristen Stewart. I do not want Olivia Colman to win because I'm pretty sure she already has
She
an
already won one,
Oscar.
yep.
So,
And I'm going with Kirsten Dunst for supporting actress. So
yeah, I have to do the same.
we'll see.
I didn't see these other movies.
We'll see who gets the most picks next week.
Yeah.
Should be fun. Should be fun to watch. Watch the Oscars. That'll be I think 7 o'clock on ABC on Sunday night. So make sure to watch those.
Yay.
And sadly, we have to rush out of here. But thank you so much for tuning into Traffic Jam this week. We will see you right back here next week. Enjoy life, laugh, love, and we'll see you next week.
Sunshine.